This is a curriculum analysis report for EDU 511's master's course at Franciscan University by Gabrielle Peterson. This report is regarding the first grade social studies standards for Ohio. The standards were retrieved from the Ohio Learning Standards for Social Studies from kindergarten through 12th grade. The theme of the first grade social studies curriculum is Families, Now and Long Ago, Near and Far. Foundations of the first grade social studies curriculum from the Ohio Learning Standards for Social Studies website. The first grade students build on the concepts that they had previously learned in kindergarten. They begin to build the understanding of how families lived long ago and how other cultures live. It is the start of developing concepts pertaining to how the world is organized through newly learned math skills. It is also the grade where they begin to understand key government principles and their roles as citizens. Please ask yourself this question. How is the curriculum of a first grade classroom in Ohio organized? We will cover this information in this presentation. By the end of the presentation, you will be able to answer this question. The organization of the first grade curriculum. These standards are organized by strands, themes, topics, and content statement. The strands of the social studies curriculum cover the topics of history, geography, government, and economics. The themes of the curriculum are specific to the grade level. The topics that the teachers are to cover during the school year are different based on the specific strand. The content statements regard the knowledge that the student should obtain throughout the school year at each grade level. The content of the first grade social studies curriculum. For the historical thinking and skills statement, there are two content statements. The first, time can be divided into categories. The second, photographs, letters, artifacts, and books can be used to learn about the past. For the strand about heritage, the content statement says, the ways basic human needs are met have changed over time. The spatial thinking and skills strand content statement says maps can be used to locate and identify places. The places and regions strand say that places are distinctive because of their physical characteristics and their human characteristics. The human system strand says families' interest with the physical environment differ in different times and places, and diverse cultural practices address basic human needs in various ways and may change over time. For the civic participation and skills, it says that the individuals have responsibility to take action toward the achievement of common goals in their homes, schools, and communities, and they are accountable for those actions. The second statement says that collaboration requires group members to respect the rights and opinions of others. The 10th strand, Rich Rules and Laws, has the content statement that says rules exist in different settings. The principles of fairness should guide the rules and the consequences for breaking them. The scarcity strand says the statement is that the wants are unlimited and the resources are limited. Individuals make choices because they cannot have everything that they want. The production and consumption strand's content statement says people produce and consume goods and services in the community. The 13th strand is markets. The content statement for market is that people trade to obtain goods and services that they want. The final strand is financial literacy. This statement says that currency is used as a means of economic exchange. Assessments for the first grade social studies curriculum. Regarding the assessments for the first grade social studies curriculum, there are no specific assessments that are outlined in the specific learning standards webpage. The content statements are broad, therefore, leaving the way the information is relayed to the students up to the curriculum team for the district, and also the teachers. The team incorporates the different information that is incorporated into the statements, and then it is given to the teachers. The teachers have the freedom to decide how they will present the information. They also have the freedom to choose which informal, formal, formative, or summative assessment that they will use to test their students' knowledge of the content. The only thing that the teachers cannot control regarding assessment is the district and state-mandated test that the students will have to take throughout the school year. The teachers are also able to create their own rubrics to assess the students regarding the course content. This allows them to highlight certain aspects of the curriculum and monitor student progress in these areas. Critique of the first grade social studies standards. My critique of the first grade curriculum standard is that the standards are very broad. They leave room for different interpretations of the content. The curriculum team at the various schools have the responsibility of creating a curriculum from these broad statements that are outlined by the state of Ohio. They have to create a curriculum that is not biased and that is easily accessible for every student. Their students are building upon their existing schema that they have already produced when they were in kindergarten, and this continues throughout the grade levels. They are building and expanding their knowledge to grow a better understanding of families, now and long ago, which is the theme of the unit. Families that are from cultures around the area and also cultures that are far away is also part of this theme. Finally, the standards do not mandate how long it is supposed to be taken for each content statement. I also believe that these statements are developmentally appropriate for the first grade students. I would like to thank you for listening to this presentation, and I hope you enjoyed gaining insights into the first grade social studies standards. I hope that you are able to understand the different pieces of content that the first grade teachers have to present their students from the broad content statements that were highlighted previously. I also hope that you are able to identify the answer to the question about the organization of the statements that were discussed throughout this presentation. Here are the citations that I used throughout this presentation. I used the classroom book, which is called Curriculum Today. I also used online lectures and learning sessions information that I have learned throughout the course from Dr. Ash. I also received these statements from the Ohio Learning Standards for Social Studies from the Ohio Department of Education. Thank you again for listening, and have a nice day.